Well, guys, I'm back. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media, and today we're going to be recapping last night's first game of the National League Division Series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves as the Phillies defeat the Braves by a final score of 3-0. Another great start by the Phils after winning the first game of the division series and winning the division series against the Braves last year. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. It's been quite a while since I've done that, and I am back, ladies and gentlemen. It was a nice 6 months. Now, obviously, when I made that last video, I said, I'm going to be permanently stepping away from Phillies Hot Stove Media, and here I am. I mean, it obviously was not permanent. I am back once again. I don't know what the future holds. For right now, I'm back. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm jumping on the bandwagon. The fact that I'm back now that they're in the postseason, I don't want to make it seem like I'm doing that. But this is exciting. I mean, we sweep out the Miami Marlins. In the wild card series, that was a pretty easy series for us, and we win 90 games in the regular season. Last season we win 86 games, so it's definitely going better for us, right? I mean, I'd definitely say we're a better team than we were last year. I mean, we've seen this numerous times in postseasons past. That does not mean that the better team, that always advances on to the World Series. But how about the Diamondbacks last night beating up all over those Los Angeles Dodgers? The Baltimore Orioles, who won over 100 games this year, the Texas Rangers do what they need to do against them. So it happens quite a lot. It happens quite a lot where, you get to the postseason and the better team doesn't always win. It happens every year to a certain extent. It happens every year. But great job by the Phils last night with Trea Turner with probably almost a game-saving double play right there. I mean, that was one of the best defensive plays I've seen in a long time out of him. I mean, a guy that had kind of a rough year at shortstop compared to Trea Turner standards. I mean, he's usually been a good defender all his career. But my goodness, that was just such a good play. I mean, you saw the reaction by Harper. You saw the reaction by everybody. I mean, that was just one heck of a play. I mean, bravo to Trea Turner. Great play. The Braves get shut out at home in the postseason. They're throwing beer cans out in the field, because they're frustrated about that interference call with JT Realmuto. We'll talk about that when the time comes. I mean, Ranger Suarez, he did his job. He did his job. And I would have wished that Thompson would have let him go a little bit more. But I tell you what, man, I mean, that's all we needed. And then we got wheels going tonight. Great job on Ranger Suarez. He did what he needed to do. He did what he needed to do. I just feel so weird to be back, because, for so long I just thought I was done. And, it was nice to take a year off, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I don't know what the future holds. But for right now, I'm back. For right now, I am back, and it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back in this jersey. It feels good to be back talking to you guys. I missed this. I've missed this so much. It's been building up over the past couple months. I've been thinking about this channel. And I just miss you guys. I miss talking to you. I miss doing this. I just miss it. I'm just so glad to be back. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. So let's pick up this scoring summary here in the top of the fourth inning. The Phillies have had some opportunities with runners on third with less than 2 outs, and we failed to capitalize. That is still a problem. That is still a big problem with this team, and I really hope it doesn't come back to bite us. I mean, this can't keep happening. We have to make sure we get them in when there's less than 2 outs when we got a guy out third. We have to do it. We have to do it. And it's been a problem for years. It's been a problem for years. But Bryson Stott singles on the line drive to left field the other way. Great ability to go the other way by Bryson Stott. And Bryce Harper comes around to score. And the Phillies now lead 1-0 over these Atlanta Braves. So Spencer Strider, a guy that has dominated us all year long. He has not been handed a loss against us all year. This is a guy that has definitely had our number, and we jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Of course, he got the L last night. But in the regular season, he definitely has had our number. So bravo to Bryson Stott going the other way. And Harper comes around to score. Then we pick it up here in the top of the sixth inning, Mr. October. This guy is just on fire. In the postseason, this guy, this is where he lives, man. We've seen it, during his time with Washington. Last year he sent us to the World Series. We would have had to go back to San Diego. Who wanted to do that? Bryce Harper said, I'm going to send you to the World Series. And that's what he did last year. And this year, he's off to a pretty good start. He homers on a fly ball to right field, his first of the postseason, and it gives the Phillies a 2-0 lead. Now, at that point, you're still thinking like, hey, we still got a long way to go. But this is a momentum builder. Best player on the team by far goes deep to right field for a homer. And then we pick it up here in the top of the 8th inning. Bases loaded, 2 out for JT Realmuto. First of all, we have first and third, 1 out for Alec Bohm. And that was one of the worst at-bats. That was treacherous. That was one of the worst at-bats I've ever seen from Alec Bohm. I mean, like, the ball bounced to the plate. He's like lunging down, trying to hit it. He was so eager, and he was just way too impatient. That was terrible plate discipline by Alec Bohm. And then Harper swipes second. And then Bryson Stott works a great at-bat. He works a walk down 0-2 in the count. He battles back and then gets a walk. So bases loaded for JT. And then there is catcher's interference. I mean, it was close. It was close. Now, you could hear a little thud, right? When they went back. I mean, it wasn't a visible video of the bat hitting the glove, but you could hear a sound. All the Braves fans were outraged, right? The Braves reviewed it, the umpires kept talking about it, and they determined that it was definitely interference. I mean, I think if interference wouldn't have been called and the Phillies would challenge it, I don't think it would have been overturned. But I think it just was so hard to overturn that call, and I think that's why they didn't do it. But there was interference. You could hear it. You could hear it. You couldn't see it, but you could hear it. I mean, I understand it was a tough call, and I understand why Braves fans are upset. But even Sean Murphy said, I didn't see it, but I heard it. And JT basically said the same thing. You could see Sean Murphy's reaction. He's like, oh my gosh, like you could just see how he knew. And JT knew. And JT's a very transparent guy. He's not dirty, so that he wouldn't make that up, right? I mean, of course, we want to get any edge we can get. But that he's not the kind of guy that says, I'm going to try to be dishonest here. Like, he's not that kind of guy. JT's not, he's not that guy, right? He's not that guy. So, but JT was able to reach first on the catcher's interference as Trey Turner crosses the plate. It was probably about 5 to 7 minute stoppage, at the replay review, and then the grounds crew had to come out and get the beer cans out of the field because they're throwing beer cans out in the field because they're outraged. I thought we were in Philadelphia last night. My goodness, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens in our city, but it did happen in Atlanta as the Phillies now lead 3-0, and they would go on to win by that score 3-0 as Craig Kimbrel, the NL All-Star this year, comes in bottom of the 9th inning and shuts the Braves down 1-2-3 as we have ourselves a 1-0 series lead in this National League Division Series. So wonderful job by the Phils. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. I mean, you took care of business last night, shutting out those Atlanta Braves, and tonight's going to be difficult. I mean, granted, we do have Zach Wheeler on the mound. He had a great start last time out against the Miami Marlins in Game 1 of that wild card series, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, this is definitely going to be a tough one. The Braves are going to come out swinging, even though we are going against our best pitcher and one of the best pitchers in the National League and in all of baseball. But we all remember what happened last year in Game 2 of the Division Series. The Braves did come back and even up the series. So, it's a new year. You never know, but it's challenging to win 2 in a row, at someone else's ballpark. So, they did what they needed to do at Truist Park so far. And this would just be an icing on the cake if they won today. And if they win tonight, I'd say it's pretty much over. I mean, anything that could happen, right? I mean, we remember back in 2015, this has happened numerous times. Back in 2015, when the Texas Rangers had a 2-0 series lead over the Toronto Blue Jays, they end up losing 3 straight and getting eliminated, right? That was the series where Jose Bautista did the bat flip and all the drama with Sam Dyson. We all remember that. That was just a mess. But that has happened before, but I don't really see that happening here. I mean, if we go up 2-0, we're going back home. And I think we take care of business. I really do. I think that if we win tonight, I think it's pretty much over. And I think the Phillies, their odds are in their favor right now. I mean, they did what they needed to do. They won 1 game in Atlanta, and they could just win this at home like they did last year. I mean, so I could definitely see this going to 5 games. I definitely think it's possible, but who knows? Who knows? These are 2 teams that are very, very good. The Phillies, finishing in second place with 90 wins, and this felt more like a legit playoff appearance. And I know that maybe some would disagree with that, but, we got the 3rd seed last year, 86 wins. This was kind of remind me like the 06 Cardinals, right? This kind of happened to sneak in. I mean, a playoff appearance is a playoff appearance at the end of the day, But this felt more legit. We got the first spot. Won 90 games. I mean, so this felt a little bit more legit. I mean, first time we won 90-plus games since 2011. You know, the year where we won over 100 games, had one of our best records in franchise history, even though we got knocked out in the first round by the St. Louis Cardinals. Ryan Howard towards the Achilles, and that was just a total mess. But this feels more legit. This feels way more legit. Kyle Schwarber one knock last night in 5 trips to the plate. The 197 average, he hit one more home run than he did last year, 47 this year, 46 last year. And, you know, Matt Olson, of course, ran away with the NL home run lead. But how about that? 2 years in a row, almost 100 combined home runs for Schwarber. That is definitely something to be proud of, but the guy could barely even hit, 200. Of course, this year he finishes under that Mendoza line. And Trey Turner last night, one knock, but I mean, let's go and take a look at the play he made out in the field. I mean, that was just incredible. That diving stop, I mean, what a flip. I mean, not only was it the stop, in the slide, but also the flip to stop at second. I mean, that was incredible. I mean, that was truly incredible. I mean, what a great play by Trey Turner right there, just showing off his athleticism. I mean, that was really, truly incredible. I mean, bravo to Trey Turner. Bryce Harper with the 2 knocks last night hitting a solo home run to right field. That was an absolute nuke. And Alvin definitely had a rough night last night. Runners at first and third, 1 out. And he just didn't get the job done. I mean, he didn't even put up a good fight. I mean, that was pretty pitiful. I mean, the ball bounces to the plate. You could just see he was so impatient. I understand he probably felt so much pressure right there. But just make him throw strikes, man. I mean, come on. I mean, I believe there was a pitch before that that was pretty awful, and he swung at that too. So, come on, man. You got to do better than that. But hey, I mean, we won this game. I'm not going to complain. Bryson Stott also collecting 2 knocks last night. And let's go take a look at Ranger Suarez, 3 2/3, 1 hit. Didn't allow any runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. I mean, that was great. I mean, I just wish that Thompson would have given him a little bit more trust, but I understand he wants to play it safe. He wants to go to the bullpen, and hopefully if Zach Lear can do his job tonight, the bullpen really won't have to be overworked. I think it almost gave me a heart attack. Oh, my goodness gracious. I thought that the Braves were going to, really open up right there, but luckily he kept them at bay. And Craig Krimble coming in there in the bottom 9th inning. I mean, 1, 2, 3 to go, and the Phillies win Game 1 of the National League Division Series. And Phillies Hot Media is back. Again, it feels so weird to be sitting here making a video talking about this team once again, and let me know your thoughts. I mean, how excited are you to see me back? It's been 6 months, almost 6 months. I believe it was April 29th is when I made that announcement. And to be honest with you, I really just wasn't getting a whole lot, out of just doing just the every homestand or road trip recap. I mean, if I ever do come back fully, it'll be almost every single game again, because I just wasn't getting a whole lot out of that. I did decide to take a gap year, and right now I'm working. I'm working 2 jobs right now, so I'm really, really busy. But I'm gonna try to fit this into my schedule. We'll see what happens next spring. We'll see what happens over the off season. But I'd love to come back to this. I'd love to, come back to Phillies Hot Media. I mean, Harper Fanatics is not coming back. That is not coming back. I don't have time to run that account anymore. So that will continue to be archived. But I mean, Phillies Hot Media as of right now is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's back. So I'm really excited. Took the 6-month break. Everybody thought I was gone. I thought I was gone. And over the past couple months, I'm like, you know what? I think I want to come back. I think I want to come back to something I love. I made so many great connections here. I understand he's not very well liked in the city, but Matt Klentak, having him on here, having Mickey Morandini on here. I mean, this is something really special I built here. And I'd like to thank everybody so much for their support and their continued support. And I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be back. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram. So 6:07, the first pitch, Wheeler, 1.35 ERA, 1.35 ERA so far this postseason, and he is 1-0 after winning the first game against the Miami Marlins in that wild card series. And Max Fried, who has not pitched in September 21st, he's got that blister on his throwing hand, and we'll see, man. He's going to be rusty. I mean, all these teams having a week off. Los Angeles Dodgers getting crushed. I mean, Clayton Kershaw 6 earned in the first inning. I mean, my goodness, the Dodgers every year, they get to the postseason, they just collapse. And it's only one game, but these teams, the Baltimore Orioles over 100 games, they just get to the postseason after having a week off, and they're rusty. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. I am Luke, and I will talk to you later. I'll see you guys.